What's up, everyone? I'm back. Myles here with the Myles High Pod. Getting tongue twisted. How's everyone doing? Hope everyone's doing good. Hope your year, your summer, your week, your day, whichever day you're in right now, I hope it's good. Hope you're enjoying it so far, staying productive. Welcome to episode 7. Yeah. It's good to be back. Myles High Pod. I seek to entertain, educate, and elevate you miles high above your fears, your doubts, and any limitations you may think exist. That's what I'm here to do. Encourage you guys. It's good to be back, though. So let's get to it. Yeah. Some good music today. I think so, at least. So yeah, how's everyone doing, man? It's good to be back. It's been a minute. Been busy, to be honest. Took some time off. But I'm back. You know, hopefully I'll be able to do a lot more of these more frequently than I've been doing them. But, you know, don't want to hold you long, as always. Just want to be short and sweet. So this podcast, you know, through my my work day or my work life, I'm sure a lot of you guys can attest to this. You know, you just meet a lot of hurdles, right? A lot of obstacles, a lot of things that could deter you off course or discourage you or, you know, just upset you even, and you make you want to quit. And I wanted to just encourage you or use this time to just really speak about playing for the long game. You know, nothing worth having comes easy. And I'm sure in every aspect of your life, whether it's personal, spiritual life, professional life, whether you're in elementary school, whether you're in high school, whether you're in college, whether you're an adult and you're in your profession, nothing easy comes hard. It takes time, it takes sacrifice, it takes dedication, it takes persistence, it takes a not quitting attitude. And you know, that's something that's super important because, I see all the time, man, especially in the world we live in now. We live in a microwavable society, right? And everyone wants the instant gratification, right? The instant success, the instant happiness, the instant bag. You know, everyone just wants things to happen overnight. And I think it's because we've become so social oriented. And when I say social oriented, I'm just talking about the social platforms that we experience through our daily lives. You know, it's just a fragment of everyone's life, right? No one posts or no one takes pictures of, no one documents the process, right? They just show basically the finished product. So you see all of these success stories and people are out there just living great lives, but you don't see the time and the effort that they put in to get to that point. And I feel like this is almost a redundant statement now because everyone says this, right? And everyone goes along the spill of saying, you know, there's no overnight success. It takes time to take this, it takes that. And I think we hear that and, you know, we may believe it, but I don't think we internalize it because we still are you know, we see all these adverts, or just the. I'm so tongue twisted today, man. Why? I'm gonna get it together. But we're so inundated. That's the word I want to use. We're so inundated with these images of other people's success that sometimes, you know, I find myself, you know, going through this too. Like I get so caught up on sometimes what someone else is doing that I lose focus of where I am in my journey and asking questions like, man, why haven't I achieved this yet? Or why is this taking so long? And, you know, I have to constantly remind myself of the process that I'm in. And, I think it's great that we go through this as human beings, right? I'm aware enough to say that I go through the times of looking at others and seeing other things and being like, man, I want that to happen to me now. Or I want what I'm doing to reach the place that I would like it to reach much sooner than later. But, I have to keep reminding myself of the process, and, through our journey, we all will make mistakes, right? And we will waste time. We're going to waste money. We're going to waste energy. We're going to do all of the above. All of these things, I think, is a part of growth, right? You're not going to succeed unless you fail miserably often, right? I always say I would love to always fail often so that I can succeed eventually. I think success is in the failure, because the more times you fail, the more times you're able to understand and know how not to do it or how not to become successful. So I think the beauty in failing just gives us the knowledge or the information or the experience in what we did or didn't do to achieve the goal that we set for ourselves. And now it allows us to, just really focus on the next step or the next try, right? We're going to get up and we're going to go at it again. But the key is to staying persistent and staying humble. I'm keen on persistency, man, because let's think about it with, I'm a health geek, right? And I try to work out as much as I can, as often as I can. But, just with work and quite honestly, just being lazy sometimes, like I don't feel like getting up in the mornings, going to the gym or working out at any other scheduled workout time that I have throughout the day. So sometimes, it's been a lot of, especially recently, it's been a lot of, just hitting the snooze button and being like, I'll go tomorrow, and kind of putting everything off for what I want to do today. And, you start to see the physique. I started to see my physique, at least, just kind of deteriorating a bit. And I started to realize, man, I'm losing focus, right? I'm not being as consistent or as persistent in my health journey. And I had to get back on track. And it's been tough. It's been rough just because of the scheduling and honestly just personal, like how I feel sometimes, and just not wanting to do what it is that I know I needed to do. But the key is persistency, just being persistent, constantly trying to not allow your flesh or my body to dictate what I do and when I do it. Right? I know my body's going to be tired. I know my body's going to tell me, man, let's not do this today. Yesterday was rough. Take the day off. We can do all of that. And the same thing is with anything that we do in life, any profession, any goal, any vision or the purpose that we are here. It's not going to be easy. There are going to be days, there are going to be times, there are going to be moments where you feel like, I don't want to do this anymore. My advice, embrace those moments. Don't run away from those moments. Don't feel ashamed of those moments. Don't feel bad because you have those moments, right? It's a natural feeling. We're humans. We all have emotions. We all have feelings. We all have good days. We all have bad days. So I'm just trying to encourage you to know that those days, those feelings, those moments, those setbacks, all of that is normal. Through my training, all these years I've been training, there's one constant thing I always hear, whether it's, my training partners or, a coach or a training coach I would have, they would always say, if they give me a task to do, let's say they tell me to run a few laps or whatever. And it would always be, if you get tired, you can stop running and you can walk, but just don't stop moving. Right. And that's just something that I always repeat to myself on a daily basis, right? I tell myself, man, I don't want to overwork myself to where I'm killing myself, right? But if I'm exhausted or if I'm tired or if I know I need to take some time, I would much rather move at a slower pace and still be moving towards the mark rather than just stopping completely and, maybe getting distracted and being idle for much longer than I may have anticipated, which can be even a more major setback. So for me, it's, if you're running, run as long as you can and as fast as you can. But when you get tired or when you don't have those good days, just walk. Go at a slower pace, but just ensure that you don't stop. Just keep going. And that's kind of, the way I live my life, every aspect of my life, and it's with everything, right? My personal life, my professional life, my spiritual life. I just want to keep moving forward, keep working at creating a better me than I was the minute before. People say the day before, but I don't want to be the same person I was 60 seconds ago. I'm always trying to be better, to expand myself, to expand my thinking, right? My mindset. And I want to encourage you guys to do the same thing, because you'll be surprised how much of a better perspective you have when you acknowledge that you're going through or having these moments, right? And you don't feel like going, you don't feel like moving, and just telling yourself, you know what, this is okay, this is normal, but I'm not going to stop. I'm going to keep going, but I'm just going to slow down and take my time. It may take longer than I want to, but I'm still moving forward. I'm still being positive in what I'm doing. Because, there's also this added thing that, we can't do it alone, right? So we're going to need, in addition to ourselves and the persistency that we have, we want to ensure that we bring others along with us. And whether that's, others who are helping us in our journey or others who we are helping as a part of our journey. And that's a deep statement in and of itself, right? Because sometimes in order for me to get where I want to be, I have to help someone else to get where they want to be. So it's a lot of sacrifice. It's a lot of sharing. It's a lot of compromise. It's just a part of life. You know what I mean? And it's always good to understand that the people that we bring in our lives, because sometimes a big setback could be, or a discouragement, I should say, could be the people that, we bring on as a part of our journey. They may not do things with good ethics or good morals, or they may not be good in different aspects of, their profession. They may have bad professional habits. They might have bad personal habits that leak over into their professionalism. Who knows what it is, but I always, and you may get into those areas where you get upset at these individuals, and you may have a fight, you may have an argument, you may have a disagreement that doesn't end well. But one thing I always try to keep in mind is, even if I have a disagreement or an argument or a screaming match with someone that I'm working with or in close proximity with and whatnot, I try to be as easy as possible. It doesn't work all the time. I'm working on it. But, there's no permanent friends or enemies when it comes to any aspect of life, especially business. There's no permanent friends, no permanent enemies. And the permanent enemies is a real thing, especially, from a personal perspective, right? Because I have a lot of individuals where, in my younger years, I may have gotten into an altercation with or gotten into a back and forth with, and it ended whatever that relationship was at the time. And, 10, 15, 20 years removed, it's like we see each other again and be like, man, I can't believe we haven't spoken to each other all these years just because of looking back at it, something that was so simple or something that was so trivial. And, it just shows that time kind of really does heal all wounds, as ironic or as cliche as that may sound. It does in some cases. Obviously, there are things that is going to take more time than others, but there are no permanent friends or enemies when it comes to life. It's all about because I feel like the more we mature, the more we grow as individuals, the more as we develop in our personal life, in our spiritual life, in our personal, spiritual, and professional life, the better we are at handling problems and crisis and disagreements and arguments, and because we have experience, we've gained information over the years that allows us to process things differently, right? So it's a different perspective that we have now, so we handle things differently. So we're more matured in what we do, right? We don't lash out maybe as quick as we might have used to do, and I think that's good, right? That comes with growth. Obviously, that comes with experience. But there's little difference that you can see between a friend, just going back to the point where there are no long-term friends or enemies. There's little difference that you can see with a friend that came along for the journey, but there's an exit time for them, right? And you have to treat them just as the same as someone that you may, I don't want to say an enemy, but for lack of a better term, an enemy, or someone that you don't see eye to eye with. At a certain point in your journey, you may have to just swallow your pride and be like, yo, I realize I need you for this aspect of my life. I need you for this aspect of what I'm doing, because the gift that you have or the talents that you possess are really going to help me. And the issue that we have, maybe personally or even professionally, we have to just be mature enough to put that to the side and kind of work together. So, all of these things can discourage us from wanting to move forward in our journey, wanting to work with people to move forward in our journey. I'm just trying to just give you some insights on how to, the mindset that you could have, right? The perception that you should take, especially when you're talking about trying to achieve personal success, achieve your personal goals, and just really live out your purpose here on this earth. Took some notes. I just wanted to make sure that I pointed out. There's no future in fronting, right? So we go through our lives, or go through our professional lives, mainly young adult lives into adult lives. And, we try to paint this perception or this picture of ourselves that we think looks good in the public eye, or looks good to our friends, or, those looking from the outside. But if it isn't true, it's not going to last, right? And that's something that I'm sure we all go through at some point in our lives. Some of us, get through that phase much faster than others. I thank God that I was able to get through that much faster when I was way, way younger. But others, it takes a longer time. And, it depends on the industry that you're in as well. When we're talking about professionalism, you got to put on to get on, right? So you got to put on this persona of whether you're wealthy or whether you're educated or whether you're someone that you may know that you're not, right? So that you can eventually, I guess, convince whoever you're trying to convince, whether it's friends or the masses or, a boss, to give you whatever it is you're trying to achieve. But if it's not genuine, it's not going to last. So, there's no future in fronting. There's only so long that you can pretend. And I use the analogy of the sun and the wind, right? When it's summertime, when it's nice and warm and sunny outside, everyone's relaxed. Everyone's, we start to take off all of our layers and we become exposed to the sun, right? Because it's great weather. And, as we move through life, we're going to meet those hard times, right? Where it's just a drastic wind outside, for example, or we meet a natural disaster where, the wind is blowing or howling and it's raining and we have to hamper down, right? We gotta bundle up so that we stay warm. We actually have to physically grasp our clothing sometimes so that it doesn't fly off. And it just shows the different types of persons that we are, right? Because the wind forces us, or forces people to tighten their covering, right? So you hamper down, like I said. So you don't get you're not as exposed as you would be, in the sun. and it allows others, at least people that know us, right? It allows them to really know the difference between who we are when we're relaxed, when we're calm, when it's sunny outside, versus who we have to be or who we are when it's not so nice outside, right? And there's just this wind that's blowing, or this storm that's hampering our progress. And we understand who we really are in those moments, because you're not going to be able to fake it. You're not going to be able to front. You're not going to be able to just say something slick to get over on people, right? You're going to really have to be mindful and thoughtful of what it is that you're doing, what it is that you're trying to achieve. And regardless of the situation, whether good or bad, whether sunny or cold, whether seed time or harvest time, you have to understand what it is that you need to do in that season to really get to where you want to get to. And again, that's both, or that's in all of the aspects of your lives, your personal life, your professional life, and your spiritual life. And then finally, we aren't created to be ordinary individuals. There's this genius level, I feel, this genius level of talent or ability that we all possess. But we all possess it in our own area of gifting, right? So you have persons who are gifted in different aspects of their lives, and if they tap into that gift, there's this level of genius that we all can experience. And I think the goal in life, or the journey in life, is tapping into that genius, because we don't get paid to be ordinary, right? We get paid to be extraordinary at what we do, extraordinary at what we do, right? Extraordinary. We get paid because there's something that we can do, or something that someone sees in us that they don't see in anyone else, and they want to get that out of us. And in order to encourage us to do that, they're going to pay us for our time, or pay us for our skills or talents. So the key is to find your genius, find the genius level that you were sent here, or that you're capable of achieving, that you were sent here to achieve. I think that's, once we focus on that, I think once we continue to peel those layers of ourselves away and really try to expand on the things that we've learned so far and the things that we know we've been doing, then we're able to tap into that level of genius that we all possess. Unfortunately, not everyone taps into that level, because some people just get complacent, or get content with what it is that they're doing now, or where they are in their lives. A lot of people aren't overachievers, and I'm not saying that's bad, and I'm not saying that that's even a good thing. I'm just speaking facts. Some of us are content with just doing things the way they're being done, where we are and what we're able to make professionally or personally, what we're able to do, or where we are in our spiritual life. But there are others who always want more, and always want to outdo what it is that they see in front of them, right? Because they know, man, this can't be it. This can't be all to life. This can't be all to this job. This can't be all to what it is that I'm seeing in front of me, right? There has to be more. And there's those people that always want to peek behind the curtain. And I'm probably one of those persons, right? And it's a constant work in progress for me, right? Because I'm not even close to where I want to be in life. But I'm never stagnant. I'm always going to stay moving, even if I'm tired and I'm tired of running. I'm going to walk, right? I'm going to just take the pace down a bit, but I'm going to constantly be moving. So, we're going to be met with these discouraging times, these setbacks. Life comes at us hard a lot, and sometimes often, sometimes too often. But I think, the expectation should be that this is life, and that's what it is. Nothing worth having comes easy. And I think once we continue to embrace those moments, internalize those feelings that we have in every aspect of our lives, good or bad, internalize those feelings and accept them, right? Because, well, I think we've been, for me, I've realized that we've been so conditioned as human beings to be afraid to feel fair, to be afraid to feel failure, be afraid to feel loss, or to feel exposed, or to feel just like we don't know what we're doing, right? I think that's entirely fine. I think being as human as you can allows us to push ourselves to grow out of whatever that hole is that we may feel like we're in. I always use the analogy of the seed, right? The seed, a tree doesn't grow from a seed unless the seed breaks. The seed has to break. And in order for that seed to break, it has to be in a very dark, very uncomfortable environment, right? When you put a seed in the soil, it's dark, it's full of manure and full of these insects and stuff that's moving around, and these conditions that aren't conducive to what you think a seed would need, right? But it's exactly the environment that seed needs to be in. And it's the same thing for us. In order for us to grow and expand into the next level of our lives, we have to be broken. We have to break as individuals so something can sprout out of us, something new can sprout out of us. And hopefully that creates another tree, another bigger tree that has a lot more gifts and fruits that we can serve to those around us. So keep going, man. I just wanted to encourage everyone and continue to encourage everyone to keep going. Don't stop moving. Just know that we're playing the long game, right? We're just going. We're in this for the long run. That's what it's about. We're not trying to achieve some overnight success or do anything that we don't want to have to put the time in for, but continue to push forward. As discouraging as it may get, we want to ensure that we know what our end goal is. We may have to change the strategy to get to that end goal, but always keep our eyes on the prize. Got me? All right, man. So it's about that time once again. Oh, hold on. It's about that time for us to hit our milestone for the day. So we want to do our milestone for this episode. And it's simple, man. Life is the C between B and D. B being the birth, D being death, and C being the choices that we make in between. Life is the sum total of the choices that we make. Simple as that. So let's strive to make the best choices we can. We're not going to make the right choice every time, but even in those wrong choices, just try to find the silver lining in it and just keep pushing, man. Accept the consequences of each choice that we have, because we all have our own free will to choose as we please. But, be grown enough to know that, if I make my bed, I have to lay in it. I think the quicker we do that, the quicker we get past those negative choices that we might have made, man. But, here's to making the right choices in life, to continuing to being positive, to not stopping what it is that we want to be, the place that we want to get to in life, not stopping on the journey or on the road to that place. Stay encouraged. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Myles Hype Pod. I'll see you guys later. Peace.